going on, YouTube? How are you guys doing? So I've been thinking about something. It's been on my mind lately. Why aren't people going to classical music concerts? Well, I have some ideas and they're not too pretty. If you saw the title, then you kind of know what this video is about. Before I get into the 3 ideas about classical music that need to die, like today, I got 2 facts for you. Both of which come from a blog entry by Richard Dare in the Huffington Post in 2012. The first fact is that Americans are playing, listening, recording, and writing more orchestral music than ever in the history of the country. And that's awesome news, right? That's great. That's fantastic. Job well done. We did it, guys. But actually, it's not as simple as that. Most of that music is in film scoring or video game soundtracks. So what about actual classical music concerts? You know, like people going to Lincoln Center and listening to classical music, right? Well, that's the problem. Most people don't do that, and that's the second fact. Most people hate going to classical music concerts. And yes, that's where the 3 ideas in classical music that need to die come into play. The first one is the idea that you should not clap between performances. Now, I know we've all been there. We've all been in that concert where there was a bomb-ass first movement of a piece, and you're just like, yes! Oh wait, I can't clap, because it's the first movement and there are 3 more. And you know how even more harrowing that is for somebody who's never been to a classical music concert? It's almost unbearable. If you look at any other style of concert, rock, hip hop, dubstep, pop, everybody's yelling their brains out. People are coming back with bleeding vocal cords. Like, it's crazy. They are allowed to express themselves in those audiences. But when it comes to classical music tradition, no. You have to be quiet. You have to not clap between movements, damn it! And then that got me thinking, why is that? Back in even the 1920s, people were allowed to laugh, giggle, yell, scream, boo in the middle of classical music concerts, and it was common practice. Back in Beethoven's day, you know, if you didn't applaud between movements, he was like, bro, what you doing? Clap. I mean, even Igor Stravinsky at the premiere of his Rite of Spring, he had a riot in the freaking audience. They lost their And that's what's really crazy, is that these people were allowed to express themselves in a very organic way. Look, I'm not very knowledgeable on the history of performance practice, but somewhere along the way, we got it in our heads that it was better to be really quiet in a very dark room and make sure we didn't clap between movements. And honestly, if you took a concert goer, a classical music concert goer in the day of Brahms, you took them, grabbed them, and put them in today's concert practice, they would be confused. And I think that's something that we really should think about as musicians and as concert promoters. Maybe we need to go back to the previous practices that were really successful in the days where classical music was the hot commodity. After all, I don't think that clapping between movements or hooping and hollering or laughing when something's supposed to be funny, I don't think those things take anything away from the art. If anything, they augment it. And honestly, as a musician, I wouldn't mind if some cute girl in the back was like, oh my god, TVK, do your thing, oh! I mean, hey. Number 2, and this kind of piggybacks on number 1, you can't make noise during classical music. Like, okay, now I get it. You gotta turn off your cell phone, and you can't have potato chips during a concert, but other than that, you're not allowed to cough. It's so crazy to me how even myself, I'm a pretty frequent concert goer. I feel nervous to even swallow in a concert because it's gonna be audible. Everybody's really quiet. Now, I get it, okay? Playing classical music can be likened to painting on a canvas. It's so much better if the canvas is blank, if there is no sound, and then you can create purity from this empty nothingness. And the silence has so much power. Yes, I get it. However, you're also playing to a bunch of humans, and in essence, humans are really loud things. We sneeze, we cough, we burp, clear our throats. fart, all sorts of really crazy stuff. So why are you expecting us to be any less human than we are? And so I can imagine a person who is used to going to Iggy Azalea concerts, going to a concert full of the stylings of Dvorak and Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, and having to sit still for 3 hours without making any noise with one break. That's really crazy. Hey, here's an idea. We're gonna combine the problems of 1 and 2, where you can't clap between movements, where you can't really make noise during the concert. And how about we take 1/4 of all of our subscription concerts and make them concerts where you can clap between movements, or where you can hoop and holler and laugh when something's funny. Think of how many more people that'll appeal to. Think of people being able to react in real time. I think that would really speak to a vast majority of people who are already turned off by classical music. And that brings me to the third thing that must die, and that is this notion that going to a classical music concert makes it classy. It doesn't, dude. It's music. Okay, I get it. So classical music can be played in dinner cocktail parties by rich people, and also can be used while you're studying for that SAT. So it creates this image of it being this really intellectual, esoteric, unattainable art, when actually it's just some dude dicking around on a keyboard. Let's be real. It's no more special than any other music you've ever heard in your entire life, and I think that's something that we as classical musicians need to own up to. It's great music, but it's no better than this stuff that's being composed today. And the people that go to concerts with these airs on, y'all need to stop. Classical music already has this air of being inaccessible, and then what are you doing? You're turning your nose up at people acting like you're better than everybody else, because you're not. You probably 9 times out of 10 don't even understand it. You don't know what's going on. And even if you do, good for you. Bring other people in on it. Don't just push them away or give them the look like, oh, you don't understand the musical stylings of Ravel? You haven't studied Nadia Boulanger voice leading? You know, I'm saying this because I love you to death, classical music. I love you to death, concert goers and musicians. But I really think we need to look hard upon how we are portraying ourselves to people who don't know what we're doing. And let's be real, if Mozart were alive today, you know he would be programming dubstep on his MacBook. So all of these ideas were just thought of in love. That's enough about what I think. What do you think? Furthermore, share this with a friend who may not go to classical music concerts and ask them if any of these perceptions are true. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to do you and give them big hugs. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. It'll help me out so much. And since you made it this far, you might as well subscribe, because I love you, baby. Come here. All joking aside, seriously, feel free to comment, follow me on all my platforms, because I want to interact with you, and I want to bring you content that you want to see. And if you got some more time, my last video is like right here. If you just click on it, it's like right here. It's right here.